Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Simply Colorful FiberCast. Today's date is March 23rd, 2018. My name is Lynn, and I'm your host. Welcome. It's time to sew for an hour. Happy Friday. For anyone who's new here, grab a project, and we're going to see what we can get done in the next 60 minutes. So I am here in the midst of a challenge, the Kona Cotton Challenge that I mentioned last week, and I started working on, and I made a house. I've since made another house. I have made some patterns for the house, and now I'm rethinking the whole thing, and I'm trying to find some inspiration. In fact, I'm looking at this Simply Modern magazine. Has anyone seen this? It's really fun. I got this out at Quilter's Corner. So yes, Leah, that's exactly where I was. Was it 2 weeks ago? That's exactly where I was. And I got this magazine and the bag kit. So look at this. Look at how modern that one is. I'm trying to figure out, just as a reminder for everyone, the challenge is from my Quilt Guild to use these fabrics, plus the green, and any black, white, or gray, and make a quilt. And these are the grays and the whites and the blacks that I have. So last week I started making one block, and you could hardly see it. In fact, you can't even see the contrast back here. So then I made a white block, and what I was thinking was I could use my color, say this green, and I could make the same block with the backgrounds of every one of these values. And that would be interesting. So far I've done this one and this one. But it is a pain. You'll notice that, you probably can't even see it. My house is backwards because I didn't adjust for the taking of the photograph when I made the second pattern. And I'm not sure I want to work that hard on this challenge. I think I can do something more modern and let the quilting do the work for me. So I've gone back to the drawing board. I'm curious to know how many of you go back to the drawing board. Oh, there was a cute one in here. I have to show you this. It was telephones. One ringy dingy, two ringy dingy. Isn't that cute? I could do something like that. But again, that's a lot of work. Huh. So I sure hope we don't have another day of not knowing what I'm doing here on FiberCast. So send your pictures to lynn@simplycolorful.com. And I want to make sure and share them with everyone. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I think what I might do, I might, because it's Friday night and I'm kind of waning on the creativity, I think I might pull out my Goodnight Irene quilt. Let's see if that's here. And I know this isn't what was advertised, but do you remember this? My sister gave me this pattern, which I love, and I started making it. I have these blocks and I have these blocks. Very subtle. I really should work on this and get it done and get it to the quilter, but that wouldn't be what we talked about. So I'm going to put that away again. I'm not going to be deterred. That didn't inspire me. Ay, ay, ay. It is a Friday night with one more week in March and 4 more weeks in April, and I have 9 events to deliver between now and the end of April. I have help, but that's a lot. So my mind's a little bit mushy by Friday. Okay. Which is exactly why I need some sewing. I'm going to start over here. This is what I did before turning on the webcast. And I kind of was liking, I know. There was another quilt in here was giving me some ideas. Let me find it. Here. So see how these are lights and darks and mediums all sewn together and then cut so that it looks like trees in the forest. Isn't that a neat quilt? Now, I'm not saying mine would look like trees, but maybe I could do something along that line using these widths. So I could do a whole string of grays with some pink this width. And then I could do another one this width, and then this width, and so on. You know what I mean? In fact, I'm going to do that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it broader with that. And I'm sure I could edit this, though. I don't have to use all these colors. In fact, you know I haven't liked all of these colors together. I do like that and that. The only rule, you don't have to use all the fabric. You just have to use it somewhere. They didn't say front or back, so I can choose to put some things on the back. Like I could keep the front just pinks and these greens. That would be kind of bright and different with the grays. And then put this and this. Oh, this would be cute. This on the back, and these are our Hopkinton Hiller colors. Okay. So in order to do that, first things first, I have to cut some of the gray into strips. Tomorrow, when I'm here in the studio, I'm going to be using a pattern. Can you imagine? With steps A, B, C, D. I think that will be refreshing. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut a couple of strips from each of these colors. And then just start sewing them together. I guess technically well, yes, they do have to be straight. One, two, three. Guess I could have sewn this before. FiberCast. Okay. And some black. This Kona cotton is lovely. This is incredibly thick. I think this might be the wrong. I'm going to hold off on the black. That's almost like tulle. I had two blacks and I picked up the wrong one. Okay. Hello, who's out there? Hey, 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 hey. Have to reach over. Can you believe it's March 23rd? Oh, Carol, hello. How are you? Carol says, hi, Lynn, and hi, FiberCasters. She's working on a half square triangle quilt. Yay. I have plenty of dog ears to cut. The layout is still undecided. Happy sewing. Oh my goodness. What colors are you using? And you have to borrow my cards. There are so many options for layouts, right? Oh, I'm glad you're out there. Your brother, as I'm sure you know David, if you might remember this, is in watching some basketball at the garden. Not your brother Bob. Your brother Bob is playing music downstairs. But the Shrewsbury folks, some of them are in Boston. It's a fun time of the year with basketball and with hockey, the Frozen Four coming up, which Karen I know is going to in Minnesota, which will be really fun. Okay. So we're just getting some samples. Oh, I'm glad you're sewing, Carol. For all of you out there, I hope you've had a good week. Can't say, ooh, I'm getting cut off, aren't I? I'm randomly cutting different widths. Oops, always close the blade. Hope you see what I'm doing here. I think this is going to work, and it's going to satisfy my need to not spend a whole lot of time on this challenge because I don't know that I love these colors together. So, but you know what? I think this is when we learn. It's when we really test ourselves. Work outside of our comfort zone. There we go. There's some whites. So those are kind of looking cool. Yes. Oh, I finished another comfort quilt. We are so close. And we're going to drop them off at the end of April. Hey, for anyone out there who might be doing a Marthon Quilters Guild meeting. Hello. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Cindy. I'm sorry I couldn't join you. It's just been, I've already done that one. It was just such a busy week. I hadn't planned for it really. It snuck up on me and I just couldn't do it. Okay, let's just cut this black. This will work. Okay. So tomorrow I'm making a bag here in the studio, and I have to tell you, if Karen is out there, not KB, my sister, but Karen F., you've inspired me, and I'm again thinking of clothing. I've never had much luck sewing clothing, but I thought it's looking fun, maybe with my sister KB doing some clothes sewing. I thought it might be time to dip my toe back in. Maybe not starting from scratch, but starting with some shirts, say some oversized shirts from Goodwill that I could adorn. I thought that might be fun. Okay, so do we have all the colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have this big one. I bought a lot of this to be my main color, which it still can be, but I'm going to use it also in the strips. This will either work or it'll be a hot mess. I hope Jean is out there and home from Boston. I saw Jean at the post office today. We were both mailing things. Jeanette, your t-shirt is on its way to Queensland, Australia. Kathy, Sewing Kathy, yours headed out to Florida yesterday. So watch for those. There's one more, Patsy. Patsy, I'm not sending yours yet because we've run out of certain sizes and I'm going to order some more our 2018 version of the Simply Colorful t-shirt. And I'm going to switch up the colors. Okay. So there we go. Oh, hello. Jean is out there. Jean says, I just walked in the door as you were getting started. So happy to be home. Oh, welcome home. I hope the traffic wasn't too bad. I was just telling everyone that you were in Boston today. Look at all this. Look at all this gray. Okay. All right, there's that. So now what I'm going to do is sew these together. And then I'm going to cut them in strips. Well, we'll see how this goes. Should go with a lighter thread. Oh, you want to know the definition of a good day? It's when you go out to your car and you happen to open up your glove compartment and you find a bobbin of Aurifil thread. I think I must have bought it a few years ago when we were up in Henniker. Isn't that fun? I was psyched. Now I'm going to use it. It's a nice light gray instead of this darker gray. So who's out there while I'm threading? Let me see if you're out there. Rebecca down in Columbus, hi. Wendy down under, and Crystal. And what is up with this flat hair? I know Mom isn't there. Mom is at a musical review. Oh, hello. Again, it's Lynn at simplycolorful.com. Oh, hello, everyone. You are out there. Alicia B, hello. It's nice to see you out there. Alicia writes, I finally was able to catch you live, sitting down here in my quilting room and almost done getting it organized. Yeah, good for you. She says, but taking a break and working on a table runner. Hope to see you at the MQX show. You will. You will, you will. My granddaughter and I are looking forward to and counting the days. So off to do some sewing and listen to you while I sew. Thank you again and hope we get to meet at the show. Happy quilting, everyone. Oh, that's right. You and your granddaughter, was I supposed to give you a certain day? Well, I'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll have my phone. And why don't we figure it out when the time gets closer? But keep on sewing. Good for you. Yay. Leah, hello. Thank you for helping me figure out the Patreon platform. And you were right. It was the Quilting Corner. She says, hi, Lynn and FiberCasters. Happy Friday. She's watching live and looking forward to watching me make the zip pouch tomorrow. Good. Good. I'm going to be ready too. I can't wait. Happy sewing, Leah. Oh, here's from it's from a phone number. Let's see. Verizon picture, a text. Oh, hello, Joyce. Joyce says, I finished ahead of my husband at the gym tonight. Oh, very cool. And I'm trying to watch you from here on my phone. Having a bit of trouble with my signal. Anyway, when I get home, I will continue working on a falling charms quilt from a Missouri Star tutorial. She says, have a fun night all. Oh, good for you. And your blood is pumping because you got some exercise. Way to go. I just heard a ding. Who's there? Okay. Oh, Diane. Oh, from California, from rainy Northern California. Leah, are you getting washed out? Speaking of which. Okay. Diane says, hello to all the beautiful FiberCasters. I have missed you. She says, this is what I've been working on for my grandson, Dash. If you remember, Dash had a tough start in life and had to have open heart surgery at 10 days old. And we are also blessed that he is doing great and approaching his first birthday. Wow. My daughter is having a celebration and wanted him to have a boxing outfit he could wear because he is such a champ. I have been struggling with it as satin can be so fun to sew. Don't we know it? Good for you. She says we are having his celebration next Saturday. Oh, I have to show everyone this. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. Diane from Northern California. Oh, my goodness. So this is Dash. And how fitting. God's little miracle. And see his heart? And then let's see. And you made that? And you did the embroidery, I bet. That is not easy. Oh, look at this. With the cape. Oh, Diane, that's wonderful. You must have heard us talking in maybe you did or maybe you didn't hear us talking about Live for Evan, the nonprofit that Jean is working at, where they have set up an apartment in Boston for families with children with cardiac disease and issues. And there's a special one that Evan had. But my goodness, modern medicine is miraculous, and Dash sounds like a very strong, good little boy. That's great. Enjoy every minute of next Saturday. And take pictures. We want to see pictures. Hey, Dawn is out there. Hi, Dawn. She says, I'm binding this quilt. Ignore my wrinkly sock feet. Have fun. Oh, look at you. Good for you. That is the Bonnie Hunter with some sashing improvisation in the middle. I love it. I think you improvised, if I remember right. And your feet are beautiful. Oh, Anne over yonder. She says, here's the pictures I forgot to add to my message. Oh my goodness. Oh, wool felting. Look at that picture. I love it. Wow. Oh, and look at this. You girl, you're amazing. She's also knitting another, do I say jumper? Or is that technically baby outfit? That's beautiful. Crofter Fair, Baby Fair Isle Effect 4-ply. Sidar. I love Sidar thread yarn. That's beautiful. Oh, thank you, everyone. Keep sending pictures to lynn@simplycolorful.com. On a Friday night, that's just perfect. Oh, it was threading. Threading the machine. Can you hear the band? I can hear them down there. There we go. KB, if you're out there, I hope your training went well. KB said she had to go into some training. Ooh, there's an extra thread in my machine. That's not good. Huh. Not good at all. Hang on. Speaking, Diane, hold this thought. Did you see what I use, Diane, all the time? Do you remember sending me that and making that for me? I love it. It's underneath my pedal is on top of this. Okay. Now, I need tweezers to get that thread out. So, I'm going to get another down arrow on a thumbs down. I know I'm not supposed to look at reviews, but I happened to see that I was getting some thumb down on my videos, and I have to learn to get over that. Oh, there is not a... You know, you have to have a thick skin in this world, or know what matters and what doesn't. Oh, I'm going to use my phone. How many of you used your flashlight on your phone? I love this thing. Okay, we're just going to Sandra in Mississippi, what's the weather like? This is really stuck. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut it right off. It's wedged into something in there. And we're going to live on the edge. Let's see how this Bernina performs. She is in dire need of a cleaning and some grease. Okay. The good news is that if, in fact, oh, look at this. Maybe we got some of the lint out. Maybe that worked. We have other machines. That's what I was going to say. If this one doesn't work for us, we can go to plan B. Okay. So now I'm going to randomly sew pieces together. I'll use a 1/4 inch seam. And I had my thread length up or down pretty low for my paper piecing, but I don't need it that low. I love to just sew. What I'm going to do is pull this over so that I can get this hot. Jean, I didn't think about the fact that there is NCAA basketball in town tonight, too. That couldn't have helped the traffic. Okay. There's one. Maybe this will be our slow sewing night. There's that. Oh, I was so busy. I meant to get some of this done this week so that we could have more of a finishing party, but that didn't work. My niece Holly turns 30 tomorrow, so happy birthday to her. How did that happen? I can remember when she came home from the hospital. Who's out there? Hey, Chris. Hi. How are you? I hope you're well. Glad you tuned in. In fact, when I saw Jean at the post office this morning, I said, I need to reach out to Christine this weekend. Have you done your challenge? I'm curious. Are you doing it? The good news is it doesn't have to be that big. I do love Kona cotton. It's my go-to cotton. And Joann's has started to carry it. For the record. Had a funny thing. My mother and I both have the Joann app on our phone. And I was down visiting her. Now, she lives on an island, right? So there are no Joann stores down there. But she has her phone set up. It's so good. She gets news alerts. She's much more aware and tech savvy, really, than I am. She sets things up. And the last time I was down there, she got a Joann alert before I did. And I had to check. It was 60% off coupon. And I had to quickly check my app and make sure I got it, too. And I did. But I thought that was a hoot. Who's out there? When I asked Chris if she was doing this challenge, so Christine is in our guild as well. She just said she's going to copy mine. Please don't. It's a hot mess. You can see, I don't know if you saw this, but I started out making houses, and that just was a disaster and too much work. I don't want to do too much work on this, to tell you the truth. So now I'm making strips. I hope these challenges weren't supposed to be secret. Too late now on mine. I think you guys would be proud of my seams. They're pretty straight. There. Another one. Oh, I talked to a woman today, also from California, who she says she's been working at home for 18 years. She had her own marketing consulting business for years, and now she works for a high-tech company, and she can do her work much like I can from wherever, much like many of you can. And she was describing to me that she basically had created an office for herself out back with a shed, just the classic she shed, right? She said they put some blocks down to create the base. They had the people, and she told me the brand of the shed, a U shed, a U-line shed maybe. Anyway, they came, they dropped the shed there, and then she and her husband fixed up the inside, painted the inside walls purple and put in some carpet. And she said it works great in California where she said it was cold today, it was in the 50s. But for the most part, she can go out there and that's where she works. It's separate from her home. She can close it off. Doesn't that sound good? I think I saw in Houston, was it on the news, that they're using shipping containers to make houses. That's a good idea too. You can insulate them and make the inside be cozy and not too sterile and industrial. Okay, so let's do one more here. One more strip. And then I'll start to cut it and see if this is going to work. I think it is. She says, hopefully. Ta-da! You know, we're going to have a mystery quilt starting soon. And then we know that Lynn will have a plan for a Friday night. I hope you're doing something enjoyable. Look at that. So there we go. Now what I want to do is just put this aside for a minute. Move this over. I want to measure the width of this. This is my smallest piece. And this is 2.5 inches. And this one is 4.5. And then this one, let's go this way, is 5.5. So here's what I'm thinking. You know what? I need to make lots of different ones of these. And then I'm going to cut them into 2.5 inch, 4.5 inch, whatever width these are. And then sew them together and insert this colors, which we're not going to get to tonight, are we? Who else is out there? Oh, I'd love to see what you're working on. And those are beautiful. Hey, Kathleen. Hi, Sewing Kathy. Hello, Lynn and FiberCasters. Oh, I just have to show this to you and then I'll read it. Look at that. That is stunning. She says, hi, Lynn and Fibercasters, happy Friday. I'm watching while you decide what you want to make. Gripping, isn't it? We've all had an idea we think is great until we see it, then change our mind. Oh, I'm glad I'm not alone. She says, I finished another UFO this week. It's a panel of a Van Gogh painting. I'm new to this type of quilting, she says. I tried to draw with threads to follow the paint line and some stitching around the iris. It's beautiful. I love how you did that. That's just how Van Gogh painted, right? Oh, beautiful. Happy Friday. Tove over in Norway. Hello, how are you? She says, hello, Lynn and Fibercasters. Finally getting to watch you live. Hope you are well. I am. Yes. She says, I can't wait to hear about your Bergen trip. Oh, yes. I never did tell you about that, did I? When I was in college, my father had a friend who knew someone who ran tours, trekking tours up in the glaciers up in Norway. And my father was a bird carver. He was an engineer, and he used to go into Boston every day, but through this friend, he also would carve birds at night. He traded a bird for a trip for me to go to Norway and trek on glaciers. When I say it, I think, how lucky was I? This was before cell phones, before the advent of staying in touch. So they literally put me on a plane, my first trip ever to Europe. And for 3 weeks I was gone, and I literally, with a group of people and a trekking company, went from hut to hut across Norway. And one of the stops was Bergen. I think I'm saying that right? Bergen. And it was lovely. The thing was, I don't know why, but I was always worried when I was out. Well, there's the worry thing, the anxiety thing, but when I was out trekking, and sometimes we would go many miles a day, and it was gorgeous. I mean, we were out there it was July. So, of course, the sun was up, you know this, until 10, 11 at night. And it was almost no night, and it was sunny, and we would have to wear 50 sunscreen so we didn't get burned while we were walking on the glaciers. But I had this vivid thought that I was going to somehow never get back to where I could get my next meal and food. So whenever I would get to a location, I would stock up. Man, I had more Swiss chocolate that I was carrying with me on this trip. And I ate a lot on the trip. I did not come home thinner than when I left, but it was a great experience. I saw the fjords. I saw your beautiful country. I saw where the Olympics were in the 60s. I'm forgetting where that was. Was that? You just live in a beautiful part of the world. So that's about it. I was too young really to remember too much. And we went on a boat. That's about it. We had reindeer stew. So that was it. Now, Tove goes on to say, trying to get some sleep, and we'll have to watch the whole episode in the morning. Oh, well, if it's the morning, happy morning. I hope you're enjoying some coffee and some nice enjoyment. She says, loved your double epis last week. Oh, good. Don't ever stop doing what you do so well. Happy sewing, Lynn, Tove in Norway. Thank you. We're going to do one tomorrow. Yay. Oh, so glad you're out there. Sheila, hello. This is so wonderful. People are watching live, more of you. Sheila says, finally getting to watch you live. So glad Patreon is going again. Just love watching you and being part of this group. Happy quilting, Sheila in Tennessee. Thank you, Sheila. Wonderful to have you. Oh, out there. Becca, hi. She says, spring fling purse. Hi, Lynn. I'm just watching tonight, but at the quilt retreat last weekend. So if you remember, Becca was with a friend last time we heard from her doing some Bargello or some sort of embroidery that looked beautiful. It was waves and ocean. So I applaud you are being creative and busy. She says, at the quilt retreat last weekend, I made this spring fling bag with a zippered pocket inside. After I got home, I hand sewed the binding down. I also made a larger tote bag and a table runner, but I don't have pictures of those yet. Oh, Look at how fun that is. That'll be perfect for the 4th of July. That's great. Wouldn't that be fun? With some jeans and a white t-shirt or a white shirt. That's great. Wow. What else? And she says, thank you for the postcard. I'll definitely take advantage of your offer. I'm glad. Happy stitching, Becca in Columbus, Georgia. Sherry, hello. Sherry in Pennsylvania. She says, phone and computer was not working together, so I couldn't send pictures. But now I can finally show you this one. Ooh, she says, name this quilt. Okay, I'm downloading. Ah! Jean and Kelsey, look. Name it. Of course, I can't remember it. It's one of the Quilter's Choice pictures. Heart has to be in the name. Where are my cards? So these are the Quilter's Choice card deck. Oh, Sherry, I love that you made that. And I love, oh, look at the corner blocks. Once again, you did something above and beyond. See in the corner how it's another heart? That's not in the original pattern. And I love how you made the reds different colors. Beautiful. Name this quilt. Okay, let me tap the other one. I'm going to have to get back to you. So it's quilts galore. I mean, it's hearts galore, or to your heart's content. Oh, here's another picture of it. Wow. That's awesome. Huh. Carol, I wondered if you were out there. I hope you're awake. She says, Sewing Stars is the title of her email. Carol says, hi, Lynn and FiberCasters. I hope you have all had a good week, she says. I've seen the sun this week and only a very small amount of snow. That is very good. Very good indeed. Carol says, I'm back sewing tonight, the first time in a couple of weeks. I hope you're okay. She says, but I now have a set of shelves fully stocked with fabric. Did not realize I had so much and found some fabric that I had forgotten about. Said no quilter ever, right? I have a new quilting customer, Sarah, who is a nurse. And she said the other day when she was leaving things, she says, now that I know what a stash is, I can start building one. I thought that was funny. She's a new quilter and she has discovered the beauty of having a stash. It's very hard not to have one because you always, like, look at this. I'm going to have leftover and where's it going to go? I can't throw it out. Okay. So Carol says, but now I have a set of shelves stocked. Okay, I started to sew a medallion quilt. Just got the center finished now. Just have to add all the borders. Yours, Carol, in Yorkshire, England. Oh, look at that. Very, very deep. Deep colors. It almost looks satiny, but I don't think it is it? Oh, I'm so glad you're there, Carol. Sleep well. Sue! Hello. She says, I like the black, gray, and white. Can't wait to see your design. Oh, good. Good, good, good. I think it will become something. I know the house was a big dud last week, but this will be fine. And I saw a text from Jean. What did Jean say? Oh, she replied to Sherry's quilt, the hearts one. She says, that's the one you were supposed to make, she says. She knocked it out of the park. I hope she'll post it to the Simply Colorful page and use the hashtag Quilter's Choice so we can all find it. Absolutely. Sherry, we'd love for you to do that. Post it wherever and just use hashtag Quilter's Choice. Ah, I know. She did. She knocked it out of the park. Awesome. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll just make strips of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I could do one. one more strip here. Put this on. So next week I'll be in Kansas City until Thursday, but I'll be back Friday. So we're definitely going to do FiberCast right here. You heard me mention tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to try a live cast from within Patreon. So that'll be more informal. I'll be using a different camera. I'm going to make a bag. And we'll see how it goes. And I will definitely let you know. Oh, and I'd also like everyone's input on the color of t-shirt. Maybe I'll put a poll up. I will do that. So far, we have done blue and aqua. In fact, let me show you 1 second. So we have blue t-shirts and we have, I say aqua, but it's really a light green. So of course, part of me thought, well, a light yellow might be nice, or a pink. I'll go look. There are oodles of colors to choose from. And I'll post us a little poll. Okay. Yay. So soothing. I didn't show you the quilt I just finished quilting, did I? It was the disappearing Cafe 9-patch, a twist on it that I started at Missouri Star back when we went with Chris and Karen and Deb. And I never loved it, and so I added some borders, and then I still didn't love it. And then today when I started to put it on the frame, or no, yesterday, I still didn't love it, and my backing was much bigger, so I thought I would I added some pieces on either side of the quilt. And I have to tell you, I really like it now. I can't say I love it. So why don't I get that? And that's how we'll close out FiberCast. Don't move. Okay. So remember this one? Remember that, the Cafe? And then I added these borders. Well, then I added this today on either side. It's almost like a Hudson Bay blanket. Isn't that interesting? If I do say so myself, I'm surprised. And the back is minky. Half of it is tan minky and half of it is brown minky. Whoops, that's all brown. Hang on. There's the tan. So anyway, that is done. It's going to be part of our comfort quilt pile. And with that, let's make sure we said hi to everyone. I'm so glad you're out there. Wendy and Crystal and Allie down under, hi. And Janet, of course. Whoop, hi, Siri. Okay. And we said hi to Sue Bryant, Sue Norton out in Chicago. I hope everything is going well. I bet you're working on all of your projects. Keep working on that Lucy Boston. You can let that Dear Jane sit for a while. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, Anne, I did want to see, I'm just seeing your note. Am I seeing this today? We want to send good wishes to your husband. So Anne says, tonight I've been busy knitting a small lace jacket for my granddaughter due on the 1st of June. Oh, this is her note for the picture she sent. Phew, I'm glad I saw this. She says, I'm loving how this Serday Crofter yarn is knitting up. Didn't I say that? That's so funny. It looked great. It really did. Is it wool? Is it like 80% wool, or is it, I'm curious. She says, my daughter does not like pink, so I was pleased with this one was approved. LOL, that's funny. My hubby had his operation last Thursday and it all went well, and the consultant is very happy with the outcome. Oh. And when he goes back for a checkup in a few months, they should have been able to start taking him off the cocktail of drugs he's on. I'm really thankful for all the warm wishes. It's nice that he's getting better. Now I just have to get rid of this cold that I've acquired and all will be cool. Yes. Drink lots of fluids, get lots of rest. She says, last night I did wet felting at my WI women's group. WI, I don't know what that stands for, and love the results. I think I need to embellish it with a bit of embroidery. Oh, that's a good idea. To make the jug and flowers pop, but it was so much fun. Oh, I love your creativity. Anne says, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Love and quilty hugs from Anne. Well, right back at you, and all our best to your husband. So good things are doing well. I want to thank everyone for joining me. It's been a pleasure. I hope you got maybe a little more done than I did tonight, but some days, some nights are like that. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see those of you on Patreon tomorrow morning. Here's hoping the technology works. I think it will. And we will see you right back here next Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on FiberCast. Have a good week, everyone. Bye.